Most people over 60 are told the same thing. A little weight coming off as you get older is nothing to worry about. It sounds sensible. To some people, it even sounds like good news. But here is what almost nobody tells you. Weight that leaves your body when you never tried to lose it is not good news at all. It is a message. And ignoring that message is one of the quiet ways older adults slide from independent to dependent. Here is the part that should make you sit up. When someone over 60 loses 5% of their body weight in 6 to 12 months without trying, doctors are trained to stop and investigate. For a 180-pound person, that is only 9 pounds. 9 pounds you did not ask for is not a diet working. It is a signal. And geriatric clinics see the cost of ignoring that signal every single week. In the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through the 5 reasons doctors take unexplained weight loss seriously. And I am going to give you the one reason a rushed appointment almost never has time to explore. The number one reason on this list is something almost nobody connects to weight loss at all. Stay with me until the end, because that one can change how you protect the next 10 years of your life. So why does this slip through the cracks so often? Picture a normal appointment. It lasts about 12 minutes. The nurse notes that your weight is down a few pounds. You mention that you have not felt as hungry lately. Your doctor nods, says to keep an eye on it, and moves on to your blood pressure. Nobody in that room has the time to ask the 10 questions that would reveal why the weight is really leaving. It is not that your doctor does not care. It is that the system gives them 12 minutes to cover a body that took 70 years to build. Let me be clear about who I am and who I am not. I am not here to sell you a supplement or scare you into a program. This channel exists to give you the science that a 12-minute appointment never has time to cover. That is the whole mission. Here is why this matters more than the number on the scale. Unexplained weight loss in older adults very often means muscle is walking out the door along with the fat. And muscle is the thing that lets you climb your own stairs, carry your own groceries, and get up off the floor if you fall. So let me ask you directly. Have you quietly moved a notch on your belt this year, or noticed a shirt hanging looser than it used to? Tell me your age and your country in the comments, because I read them and they tell me who is in the room with me. Now please do not skip this next part. It is the key that unlocks everything else on this list. Underneath every single cause of unwanted weight loss sits one simple idea. Your body is spending more than it is taking in, and you did not choose that spending. Weight only leaves when the math tips one of 3 ways. You are eating less, you are absorbing less, or something inside is burning more than it should. Think of your body like a household bank account. Your weight is the savings you have built over a lifetime. When the balance drops and you did not go on a spending spree, only 2 things can be true. Either the money coming in has fallen, or there is a bill being paid that you cannot see on the statement. Your savings never just vanish into thin air. Something is drawing them down. And a good doctor investigates weight loss for exactly that reason. They are hunting for the hidden withdrawal. If this is already making things click for you, tap the like button now. That way more seniors can find this before it grows into a bigger problem. Let us start the countdown at number 5. It is the cause doctors love to find because it is often the easiest one to fix. The medicine's already sitting in your own cabinet. Here is how an ordinary pill can quietly shrink you. Some common medications blunt your appetite so you feel full after only a few bites. Others change how food tastes, turning a favorite meal into cardboard. A few speed up your metabolism or leave your stomach unsettled. Go back to our bank account for a moment. A medication side effect is like a small automatic payment you forgot you ever set up. Every day, it draws a little out, and after months, the balance is visibly lower. Large clinical reviews of older adults point to medication side effects as one of the most common and most overlooked reasons for lost appetite and lost weight. Geriatric pharmacists build entire careers on spotting these. So here's what to actually do with this. First, gather every single thing you take. The prescription pills, yes, but also the over-the-counter ones, the vitamins, and any herbal supplements. Doctors call that whole picture your medication list, and most people forget half of it. Next, notice the timing. If your appetite fell off a cliff within a few weeks of starting or increasing a medicine, write that connection down. That one note can save your doctor an hour of guessing. Now hear this clearly. Do not stop or change a single medication on your own. That can be far more dangerous than the weight loss itself. If you take heart, blood pressure, or diabetes medicines, talk to your doctor before changing anything. And if the weight is dropping fast or you feel weak and dizzy, that is your sign to call sooner rather than waiting for the next checkup. Pair this step with a simple habit. Keep your medication list in your wallet right next to your identification. That way, it travels with you to every appointment and every emergency without you having to remember a thing. But sometimes the cabinet is not the culprit. Sometimes every medicine checks out clean and the weight still slides away. That points us toward something happening deep inside your body's engine, and it is our number 4. That brings us to number 4, a small gland in your neck that can quietly put your entire body into overdrive, your thyroid. Your thyroid is the thermostat for your whole metabolism. When it runs too fast, doctors call it an overactive thyroid. Imagine someone sneaking into your house and turning the furnace up to 90 degrees all day and all night. The furnace roars, the fuel burns, and the bills climb even while you sit perfectly still. That is your body on too much thyroid hormone. You can be eating the very same meals and still burning through your reserves around the clock. Here is what makes this one sneaky in older adults. Geriatric specialists have long recognized that an overactive thyroid in seniors often hides. Instead of the racing heart a younger person gets, an older adult may just feel tired, low, and quietly thinner. So, what do you do about it? The good news is that this one is caught with a simple blood test. Ask your doctor specifically about a thyroid test. The common one measures a signal called TSH. While you wait for that appointment, track the clues that ride along with thyroid weight loss. Note if your heart sometimes races or flutters. Note if you feel warm when everyone else feels fine, or if your hands have a fine tremble. The safe first step here is not to guess and not to panic. It is simply to ask for the test and let the number do the talking. But if your heart is pounding at rest or you feel your chest fluttering, do not sit on that. Chest symptoms alongside weight loss are a reason to be seen quickly, not at your leisure. Pair your thyroid question with your blood pressure check, since your arm is already in the cuff at most visits. Ask for both numbers in the same sitting. 2 answers, 1 appointment, no extra trip. Now, a thermostat stuck on high is one hidden drain, but there is another drain that empties you in a completely different way. Instead of burning your fuel too fast, this next cause lets your fuel leak out of the tank entirely. That is number 3. Number 3 surprises people because we usually link it to gaining weight, not losing it. Rising blood sugar, in plain terms, diabetes that is either brand new or slipping out of control. Here's the strange part. When your blood sugar climbs too high, your body cannot get that sugar into your cells where it belongs, so the sugar spills out through your urine instead. You are quite literally passing your calories into the toilet. Picture a fuel tank with a pinhole leak near the bottom. You keep filling it up, the gauge keeps dropping, and puddles form on the ground underneath. The fuel is there, your body simply cannot hold on to it. This pattern is well documented in diabetes care. Clinicians are taught that unexpected weight loss, alongside constant thirst and frequent urination, can be an early flag of high blood sugar. It is one of the classic warning signs, and it is easy to miss when you are simply glad the pounds are coming off. So here is your action on this one. Ask your doctor for a blood sugar check. 2 simple tests do the job: a fasting glucose and a longer-term one called the A1C. Between now and that appointment, notice the traveling companions of this cause. Are you suddenly thirsty all the time? Are you getting up 2 or 3 times a night to use the bathroom? Is your vision going blurry and then clearing? Write down what you notice, because those clues turn a vague visit into a focused one. The safe move is to test, not to guess, and never to start rationing your food to chase the weight loss even further. If you already take diabetes medicine, do not adjust the dose on your own. That balance belongs to you and your doctor together. And if you feel confused, very drowsy, or your breath smells oddly fruity, treat that as urgent and seek help right away. Pair this with a small kitchen habit. Keep a single sheet on the refrigerator where you jot your weight once a week, and any night you are up for the bathroom. One glance at that sheet tells your doctor a story that memory alone never can. A leaking tank drains you from the inside. But our number 2 comes at the problem from the opposite end. It is not about how your body loses fuel. It is about the fuel never fully getting in. That lands us at number 2. The long journey food takes from your fork to your bloodstream, your appetite, your mouth, and your gut. This one is really about the front door and the hallway of your body. If less food comes in the front door or less of it makes it down the hallway into your blood, the balance falls, and there are more speed bumps in that hallway than most people realize. Sore teeth or a loose denture make chewing a chore. A dry mouth makes swallowing feel like work. Food that gets stuck or makes you cough is a swallowing problem that doctors take seriously. Even feeling full after just a few bites or long stretches of constipation can quietly cut how much you truly take in. Think of a delivery truck that keeps getting turned away at the loading dock. The warehouse slowly empties, no matter how much stock is waiting outside. Geriatric teams see this cluster constantly. Dental problems, dry mouth, swallowing trouble, and early fullness are among the most common and most fixable reasons older adults eat less. And swallowing trouble in particular is something clinicians want to catch early before it leads to other problems. So here is how to pin down which speed bump is yours. For the next several days, pay close attention at each meal. Do you stop eating because of pain, because of a dry or difficult swallow, or because you simply fill up fast? Note whether certain textures, like dry meat or bread, are the hard ones. Book a dental check if chewing hurts, because the mouth is where a lot of this starts, and flag any coughing or choking during meals to your doctor by name, because that swallow deserves a proper look. The safe first steps here are gentle ones. Sip water through your meals to ease a dry swallow. Sit fully upright while you eat, and stay upright for a while after. But if food regularly catches in your throat or you cough every time you drink thin liquids, do not simply learn to live around it. That pattern is a reason to be checked without delay. Pair a mouth check with a plate check. When you see your doctor, mention both what hurts and what you have stopped eating because of it. Those two facts together often point straight at the fix. Now, every cause we have covered so far has been something you can point to. A pill, a gland, a sugar level, a sore tooth. But our number 1 hides in plain sight, wears no obvious symptom, and is the cause almost nobody connects to a shrinking body. It is the one a rushed appointment is least likely to ever ask about. And it is next. And here we are at number 1. The cause that a 12-minute visit almost never asks about, that hides behind a brave face, and that quietly steals the appetite of more older adults than anyone admits. It is low mood, loneliness, and depression in later life. Here is why this belongs at the very top of the list. We are taught that depression looks like tears and sadness. But in older adults, it very often wears a completely different mask. It shows up as no appetite, no interest, and a slow fading of the small pleasures that used to make a meal worth cooking. When you live alone, cooking for one can feel pointless. When grief or isolation settles in, hunger is one of the first things to quietly switch off. So go back one last time to our household account. This is not a leak, and it is not an overspend. This is the person who simply stopped opening the mail. The bills, the reminders, the deposits, all of it just piling up unopened while the whole system slowly winds down. The money was never really the problem. The person stopped tending the account. And a body whose owner has quietly checked out will stop feeding itself in exactly the same way. This is not a soft observation. It is one of the best documented and most undertreated issues in senior health. Clinical guidelines specifically warn that depression in older adults is often missed because it hides behind physical complaints like poor appetite and fatigue instead of announcing itself as sadness. So here is what to do with number 1, and please take this as seriously as you would a heart symptom. First, name it honestly to yourself. Ask 2 plain questions about the last 2 weeks. Have you felt down, flat, or hopeless more days than not? And have you lost interest or pleasure in the things you used to enjoy? If the answer to either is yes, that is not weakness. That is information your doctor needs to hear out loud. Second, say it plainly at your appointment. Do not bury it underneath the weight loss. Tell your doctor in these exact words that your mood has been low and your appetite has gone with it. Third, track the pattern. Note the days you skip meals and notice whether they are the lonely days, the days with no plans and no visitors. That single link between empty days and empty plates is often the whole answer. Now, the safe steps here are about connection, not willpower. Put one real human contact on your calendar every single day, and even a 5-minute phone call counts. Share one meal a week with another person if you possibly can, because eating is partly a social act, and appetite often follows company. But hear this next part with your full attention. If you ever have thoughts that life is not worth living or that others would be better off without you, that is not a wait for your next appointment moment. Reach out today to your doctor, to someone you trust, or to a crisis line in your country. You deserve help now, not later. Pair this with the shared meal in a simple way. When you have that one weekly meal with someone, make it a protein-rich one and let the company and the food do their work together. Company brings the appetite back. Good food rebuilds what the low months took away. And this is the payoff I promised you at the very beginning. The reason this sits at number 1 is that it touches every other cause on the list. When mood lifts, you eat again. When you eat again, muscle returns. When muscle returns, you keep climbing your own stairs and living in your own home. Mood is not a soft footnote to weight loss. It may be the very hinge your next 10 years of independence swing on. Almost nobody talks about it. Now you can never unsee it. Let me show you how this all comes together in a real-life pattern. Consider a typical case of the kind documented in the geriatric literature. A 74-year-old woman had lost 12 pounds over 8 months. Everyone around her called it normal aging, and she agreed because her clothes just felt roomier and she had not been trying. But she had also stopped cooking after her husband passed, her thyroid was quietly running fast, and one of her blood pressure pills was dulling her appetite. 3 quiet drains all at once. When she finally brought the weight loss to her doctor as the main reason for the visit, the picture came apart into fixable pieces. Her medication was adjusted, together with her doctor. Her thyroid was tested and treated, and a weekly lunch with her daughter put a reason back on the calendar and food back on the plate. None of it was a crash diet, and none of it was a miracle pill. Within a few months, the scale steadied. Her strength came back enough to carry her own groceries again. And the woman who had almost accepted a shrinking life was climbing her own porch steps without a second thought. Nothing exotic saved her. A doctor who was finally asked the right question did. So before you close this video, here is your plan. 5 steps, and every one of them has a number, so nothing is left vague. Step 1, tonight. Weigh yourself on the same scale at the same time of day and write the number down with today's date. Step 2, this week. Look back 6 months and estimate how many pounds have quietly left and over how many months so you carry a real figure and not just a feeling. Step 3, this week. Gather every medication and supplement you take, all of them, into one single list. Step 4, within the next 2 weeks. Book a doctor's appointment where the weight loss is the one reason for the visit and not an afterthought at the very end. Step 5, at that appointment. Bring 3 things: your weight timeline, your full medication list, and one note listing any change in appetite, energy, mood, swallowing, or bathroom habits. Do those 5 in order, and you will walk in with more useful information than most appointments ever manage to gather. Now think of someone in your life who needs to hear this. Maybe it is a parent, an aunt, or a neighbor who has been getting thinner while everyone smiles and calls it good. Send them this video today, because the person who is losing the weight is very often the last one to worry about it. Tell me in the comments which of these 5 surprised you the most, and tell me which one you are going to get checked first. Your answers genuinely decide what I cover next. If you want the science that a 12-minute appointment never has time for, subscribe to this channel because that is the entire reason it exists. This video is education, not a diagnosis. Your own doctor knows your history, so bring this list to your next appointment. I'm Judy Vance. Don't forget to subscribe and live longer.